Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today let's take a look at the last model year for the BMW M8 Competition Gran Coupe. This model is finished off in alpine white. MSRP is just over $148,000. This model also has the Taruma brown full merino leather, which is a color I haven't seen before. Definitely very nice. Not a whole lot of other options for this particular model. But let's start off with what this is powered by, which is the 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. This is paired to the 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 617 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque. It's all-wheel drive. It will propel this 4,500-pound Gran Coupe from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds with a top speed of 190 miles an hour. Now, as we work our way up front, you'll notice there's a lot of gloss black accents. There's also a front camera, a sensor for distance pacing, lots of cutouts in this kidney grille. There's a dark housing for all of the LEDs, and then more inlets in the lower section, along with some more gloss black accents. You'll notice too a few lines that come down the hood too, to give it a great look. This also has a two-tone design for the wheels, along with the black M Sport brakes. There's gloss black for the M8 badge just behind that. It's also on the power folding side mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal. It's on all of the window trim, and then with the competition models, this has the carbon fiber roof. You'll notice too, the lower side skirt there and the lower section of the door have some nice lines that extend outwards, and then being the Gran Coupe, it's going to mimic the Coupe, of course, with a nice sloping rear glass. Now this also has gloss black for the trunk mounted spoiler. There's a backup camera, all the parking sensors, LEDs for the lighting, and then the quad tip dual exhaust, which you can remote start. And it sounds really good. You can use the key fob as well to shut it off. You can use it to release the trunk, or you have the control underneath, where this does have a power trunk lid. Now you have a good bit of space. You can fold down the back seats. It's a little bit narrow. You don't have any storage underneath, but it's still very practical for this type of vehicle. And then you have the two controls up top. Now, if you lock the vehicle, as you just heard, just grab any door handle and you can unlock it. Where this model has that leather interior, black leather up top, the sunshade, which is automatic. So you have driver, passenger, and the rear window, Harman Kardon for the audio, and then there's even storage in the lower section there. M is also an illuminating badge, and then you can fold these seats down where you have a large opening to place in some additional items. Now at 5'10", I have a good bit of space. Realistically, this is a 4-seater. You could have a 5th person if you needed to. There's your vents, auxiliary storage, you get heated seats, and your climate adjustments within this center stack. You also have the armrest, which has storage and cup holders. And then you can also fold this middle seat down individually if you need to. Now at 5'10", I have about a 1/2 inch or less of headroom with this Alcantara headliner. So if you're any taller than me, you'll be a little bit tight, but it is still doable for adults, car seats, some smaller people to be in the back. And then up front, you have memory seating adjustments, window controls, the rear sunshade, trunk release, more storage, and of course all of the same materials. M8 Competition is also down on the door sill, and then a very nice design for these seats, which are automatic with the one manual leg support. And then let's hop in, start it back up. There's a leather steering wheel. It's heated. There's the M badge. Lots of brushed aluminum accents, along with M1 and M2. There's all the cruise control settings on the left. Right side, there's volume tuning, voice commands, and Bluetooth. And then to go through this digital gauge cluster, you have the control on the top of the turn signal stalk. So everything else is going to be fixed for this orientation. And then you can scroll through this information as needed. So you do have some vitals that you can monitor and scroll through, which is nice. Now, since this is the last model year, it does not have the large curved screen from BMW. On the left side, all of your headlight adjustments with one air vent. There's leather for the entire dash. This also has a head-up display. And then with the infotainment system, everything on the left side is going to be fixed. So you can quickly get back to it and pull all of this up. Under car, you have a lot more to go through. So you have driving information where you can get into sport displays and view that. M menu is how you can get into M1 and M2. So you have efficiency all the way up to Sport Plus, and you can have these shortcuts ready to go, which is nice. You can also get into your vehicle status, different settings. So you can go through your door locks, your interior lighting, all of that, and a few others here to gain access to. And there's also apps like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now you also have the home screen, so you can swipe through these widgets here, depending on what you'd like to see. You also have a shortcut to your intelligent safety. So you have some standard safety features here that you can monitor, which is nice. There's air vents underneath that, and then you have fan speed, temperature, where you'd like the air to go. This also has heated and ventilated seats, and just by pushing on the one control, you can adjust whether they are heated or ventilated. You also have a few other recircs. There's presets, tuning, and volume, an M8 Competition badge, along with wireless charging, cup holders, and auxiliaries, and then you have the shortcuts for the screen. So you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system, which is nice. This is how you put the vehicle into reverse, where there's automatic parking and backup assistance. There's also gesture control, so you can use that to go around the vehicle or push on the shortcuts. And then you also have another top-down view, and you can pull up the forward angle and full screen. Parks on the backside, along with the transmission adjustments. There's traction control, parking sensors, engine start stop. If you push on M mode, this is the only way to change the gauge cluster. So now it's a little bit more sport performance oriented, along with a massive tack on the head-up display. And then setup is how you can get through this information here. So you can see how the vehicle is currently set up for some of that information. There's the exhaust note, auto hold, and the e-brake. You get auxiliaries with storage, along with the locking glove box, garage door buttons, and dome lights. And then with a look at visibility, very easy to see over both shoulders. So let's get the last year for the M8 out on the road. And from second gear, here we go. And just a minor acceleration, we're up to speed, but this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the M8. Now, while I have it in M mode here, and with the setup, I have the chassis in Sport Plus. So the road is, you can feel it. But when you put it into comfort for the chassis, it gets a little bit softer, a little bit more forgiving. So depending on how you want to drive it, again, you have multiple different settings, which is very nice for something that is luxury focused like this, but also performance oriented too. So it's a nice model. And you do have some other BMW M cars like the M3. You can go with the M5 as well, which is a plug-in hybrid. And so it'll be interesting to see. I think we have a new M3 coming very soon. The M5 just came out. There has to be a replacement for this or something new from BMW. But you can't go wrong with the M8. I see these every now and then out on the road, so I'm not sure if they had a high sales number, but it's definitely a very nice vehicle. You have basically all the M performance that you need in a luxury-focused family sedan. So let's give it one more acceleration from a standstill. Nothing crazy for today, but it definitely gets up. And with the shifts in that quickest setting, you can feel the shifts. So that's something that in those performance settings is something that you want to feel, but if you put it all the way down into setting 1, now it's going to be comfortable, just like a normal daily driving vehicle. There's a small delay in the shifts, it's a little bit smoother, but that's the function and the characteristic with being able to go through all three of those. But that is going to wrap it up for the BMW M8 Competition Gran Coupe. If you want one, now is the time. And we'll have to see what BMW decides to do for the future model. But that will wrap it up. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Huge shout out again to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.